anyways, I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along while I make some croissants today. Now, will they turn out? I don't know. But we're in this together now. You're already watching, so I guarantee you're gonna stay to the end because you're gonna wanna see if my ADHD brain can figure out how to make some croissants. Welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to be starting, well, let me back up for a second. It was the first fall semester. I went to my favorite bakery, which is Ravelin Bakery here in Denton, Texas, and I got us croissants and I brought them to the office, and I walked into the office, little bright-eyed bushy tail at 8 in the morning on a Monday, and I was like, I brought croissants for everyone, and everyone was so excited, and we enjoyed croissants throughout the week. Every semester, I have basically been the bringer of bread to our first day of school. And so this year, the economy is like not doing great right now. I decided to take it upon myself to try and make croissants. Have I ever made croissants? No. Are you kidding me? No. But am I delusional enough that I can do it? 110%. I am delusional. And of course, in true millennial fashion, I found a recipe from Pinterest. Let's make a coffee. Let's get all the ingredients together and let's have a little story time. Boys, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I have accumulated most of the ingredients. I've accumulated at least the butter, which I quickly realized I only have salted butter, and so already up to a great start. First, going to pour all of the ingredients into a bowl and make a shaggy dough. Boys, what are we doing? Are you in mommy's office? Why are you in mommy's office? Why are you in mommy's office? Okay, they're both out. I forgot though, I was making coffee. Grief and ADHD. I'm sure there's a paper on it, and I'm sure there's like a lot of discussion on it, but I would like to read some of those papers. This summer has been chaotic. Between the loss of our dear Toph and just between like life, like it's been so, like the summer has not happened how I wanted it to happen by any means. Here we go. So I have to pour 115 grams of sourdough. Now, if you are watching this and you think this is gonna be some cutesy girl making sourdough trad wife style, no, this is a chaotic being who wanted to make croissants at 10 a.m. this morning and said, I'm gonna find a way. And this is the way. Oh, it turned off. No! It's fine. Already off to a delightful start. What was I saying? I was talking about summer and how like, it's been. Just loss. I was talking to my therapist about this, and I was like, nothing this summer has happened how I expected it to be. And she was pretty honest with me. She was like, Lilia, like that's life. Like that's literally what happens is, like you make all these plans and nothing's gonna happen, or not everything's gonna happen, the way you want. And as a very type A oldest daughter, when things like tend to not go my way, I definitely have a tendency to just like, freak out. And so, this summer I was like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things on my bingo card. I'm gonna start training for another race. I'm gonna start like, I'm gonna spend, my last summer with Toph, and, we're just gonna have a great time because we found out she had cancer in April. And so it was just like, it was hard. So yeah, so that happened. And of course, like you always plan for summer to be like this amazing thing. And I understand that as an adult, it's even a privilege to be able to say that I get a summer because I'm a teacher. Okay, how much butter do I need? Like I said, I'm not a pretty pastry chef. I am a practical. Even then I wouldn't call this practical. But I had plans. I was gonna go up and meet my committee. I was going to like have a good summer, like have a summer. And it just, none of that happened because grief is real. And the good news out of all of this is I did still manage to have a really good summer. I made a sweet post on my Instagram. Again, if you're watching this, like, what is she doing? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. We still managed to have like a beautiful summer. We had lots of friends over. We did lots of things here locally. We got a new dog. So you may have seen some of my TikToks. I'm talking about him and just like him being a dog that is for the streets, as we like to say. Into shaggy dough. Okay, honestly, I'm like kind of impressed right now. Thankfully, you know, I had lots of friends and I had Fielder, and you know, we managed in the end. You know, she is gone. And so I think for me, just like processing that, how I processed it was, my therapist again was like, what did Toph mean for you guys? And for me, she meant like a sense of peace, because we had her through COVID. We got her the year we got married. So that was in 2018. So we got her at the end of the year around Christmas time. You know, we're newlyweds, we're figuring out life, we're figuring out what it means to be together, what does it mean to be like married, and you know, all this, that, the other. And, you know, she just meant like peace, and, you know, I'm like learning this person in like a whole new way. So it, you know, for us, Toph really meant peace, because, you know, she was ours. She was something that for us, you know, we could sit at the end of the night, at the end of a night after a long day, you know, together on the couch and watch our favorite show and just like cuddle with her. And she was so peaceful, and just, you know, our constant through lots of changes, and especially during COVID, and then especially during like buying our first house and getting kicked out of our apartment and like all of these things, and having to live with family members until our house was done. And so she just like meant just like a lot to us. And so for me, I think that's why it was really hard, was because I feel like I was grieving that peace aspect of just like the home and everything. Not saying like home is not peaceful, but home was a little more chaotic with Bootsy around. You know, Toph really taught me like how to find peace in chaotic moments, peace in my relationship, and peace in just myself, in processing things, in just find peace. I think it's done. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I did a heart! So I was doing laundry, and I asked Fielder to put in the croissants, and I had one pan up here. And he put both pans in. Love him. The other pan was like across the kitchen, but it's fine. So they're both in now. They're both in there. There is quite a bit of butter leakage, which is like not supposed to happen, but I also use salted butter. So I'm just telling myself that that's what's wrong. That's why it's doing that. They actually look like croissants. So I'm just proud that they look like croissants. Okay, so I also just like finished all my doing conditioning my hair and everything. So, okay, this is the cross section. So it's a croissant shape, and it looks like a croissant. However, the bottoms burnt to shit. I've got hemming. I've got some hemming orders that I need to finish before tomorrow, but still the rest of them still look pretty good, if I do say so myself. Yeah, Fielder even said it tastes pretty good. So is it perfect? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'd say this is definitely a cook again. And next time I will be using better butter and yeast instead of sourdough. Okay, so I have to fix some lammies. So I thought it would be fun to come and debrief how the croissants went at school today. This lammy is shredded, and this little boy wants lammy so bad. Got to school today and had my croissants in the bag, and everyone loved them. I was like really nervous for a second. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, are these gonna do good? Are people gonna like them? Especially because they were burnt to a crispy chip on the bottom of these. I gotta use a zigzag stitch to fix this. Thought everyone loved them. Like I said, I made some pistachio ones and I made some regular ones. So they were great. They were great. They were really good. I had a regular one this morning with my coffee, and then when I got to school, I was like, oh, let me have another one. And I was like, wait, let me just wait till everyone gets theirs. So we just everyone got theirs, and then at the end of the day, there was just one left. So I brought my container home, and okay, boys, one lammy is fixed. Uno lammy is fixed. I have 2 more to fix. This one's already lost 3 legs. But yeah, so it ended up with just like one pistachio one left, and I ate it when I got home. This is what you do. I was like, oh, I'll save this for the morning. I was like, who am I kidding? No, I want it now. And even though it was burnt to a crisp on the bottom, do it again with better ingredients next time. I think the next time I do it, I will definitely, I would definitely do it again. I would definitely make them again. And plus it's such like it did take a long time. Like it took 2 days to do the croissants, but, oh, I didn't even get the opening. We Googled, why do animals love lammies? And it was like, because they are like the perfect prey size, or perfect size to emulate. So now we have lammies all over our house. First day of class ritual was completed. Went great, went good, went really smoothly. And just like everyone enjoyed them. Like I said, I definitely like want to do them again, but I want to do them with the proper ingredients, not just like what I have on hand. Because like this was definitely like spur of the moment kind of. I wanted to make croissants this summer, and Sunday was the last day of summer for me before school started, and I just was like, I'm just gonna do it. Now or never. So I'm gonna add, I didn't say master. I said master latte art. I did not say master croissants because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna master croissants. I just wanted to say learn to make croissants. And I feel like in today's video, I learned how to make croissants. I learned some really good croissant, like how to make croissants. Okay, are you ready? Well, you stole it from my hand before I even had a chance to like cutely, yeah, so see, there's 1 lammy, there's 2 lammies, there's 3 lammies. So yeah, so that's pretty much the video. First day of class went great. Croissants went over great. Everybody loved them. Yeah, summer was not fun, but we learned a lot. And I got to continue my tradition of cooking for other people and just enjoying company around food. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and just kind of like, and just had fun. And just enjoyed the yap session. So I am this semester hoping to do some more videos like this, just like fun content and lifestyle content, and just sharing a little bit about like what it's like to be in grad school, what it's like to be a teacher, what it's like to be a content creator and like full-time sewist. So if you are interested in any of those things, or if that's like up your speed, I would love for you to join my channel, hit subscribe, and come hang out with me on my corner of the internet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, bestie. Aside from